If you have ever tried doing business on YouTube, making a channel on YouTube, you've got a great idea on YouTube, what you quickly discovered is that YouTube is a joke. That's right. I'm here to tell you why. I got an email on this, my oldest and coolest channel, telling me that I am being demonetized at the end of the month. After many years and millions of views, I'm being demonetized because I have fallen below the 4,000 hour watch time threshold. And that's a joke. It's a joke because YouTube picks how much traffic you get, and they pick which ads you get, and how much they pay, and how many they show, and which ones, and on which videos they will show them. And it's all a joke. YouTube is a joke. Big channels get better ads. And I know that because I have a bigger channel, and the bigger it gets, the better the ads get. That makes sense from a business perspective, but it does very little to foster new channels and smaller channels. When they changed their algorithm to show what's on the front page, it killed high-effort channels. People who would make animations that took a full week or a full month to make immediately fell off and died. That's when Patreon came about. Jack from Pomplamoose and Scary Pockets realized he had all these fans but no income. He couldn't make any money, and so he switched to a Patreon model and found that fans would give him $1, $2, $5, $10, and that he could make far more money. And YouTube was very slow to implement their version of it, and they still don't implement it out of the gate. So if you've got a very small channel on YouTube, you can't use YouTube memberships. Can't use it until you get big. It's a joke. A couple years back, there was a mass demonetization event. At the time, I had, six-ish channels. I had a travel channel. I had a comedy channel. My kids had 1 or 2 channels that I was running for them. And I had a podcast. And overnight, they all got demonetized. All but my biggest channel, this one, the one you're on right now, which has suffered because they keep making it change the name. It's called 10K Zebra. It's called Glossy News. It's called my name, Brian White. Bit odd. Not a very good name for a channel. And it makes it really hard for people to recognize who it is and find me and all that. That's why I'm coming to you live from the world headquarters of my biggest channel, My Tesla Weekend. I've actually found a little bit of success there, but it's still very, very difficult. Why did I have so many channels? Because you guys don't necessarily want to see stuff like this. You guys don't necessarily want to see my vacation videos, my travel reviews, my kids being ghost hunters. It's a lot of stuff you may not want to see. So what do I do? What was the plan? What was my business model? My plan was I wanted 5 cents. I wanted 5 cents. I wanted 5 pennies per video per day. Now, on Tesla stuff, I don't get that because Tesla's all about news. And once something's no longer news, it's old news, and no one watches old news. Ain't no reruns of the NBC Nightly News circulating. Oh man, when I'm having a rough day, I go back and watch reruns of the CBS Nightly News. That doesn't happen. That's not a thing. The Sunday edition, you might get a few that pop up that are interesting, that somebody will watch again in the future, but very little. But with travel writing, with ghost hunting, with comedy, you can watch this stuff over and over. New people can find it and find it as timely as ever. When I'm doing a review of the pyramids in central Mexico, that hasn't changed in hundreds of years and is unlikely to change in the next few hundred years. It's as timely as ever. 5 pennies, that's all I need. And I was making about a video a day, 365 a year, that's $18 a day by the end of the year. Some of the videos did better, most did worse, but law of averages, right? So at the end of the year, $18 a day, we're talking, what would that be? That'd be $6,000 per year. And well, $6,000 a year, that's $500 a month. That's not a real income. No, but after 2 years, you're at $12,000, 3 years, you're at $18,000. You can see how it grows, except those small channels did not have enough subscribers or watch time. So overnight, all but one of my channels was murdered. 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 Unless you want to do it as a hobby. When I started my Tesla weekend, boop. Nope. Here it is. Boop. When I started it, it took me 3 months of producing videos, of creating high effort, high labor, high research content before I could monetize. 3 months is a long time to work for free, but it's what you have to do. And I said, I've had enough channels demonetized by these bastards that I'm going to set 3 months. If I don't hit it, I'm out. And I hit it, so I'm in. After a while, my live stuff was becoming a bit of a drag on the channel, so I created a second channel. I already had 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to go ahead and make a second channel just for the live stuff. I've got 10,000 subscribers. I'll get 1,000 viewers. I'll get my 4,000 hours of watch time. I'll monetize lickety-split. And it took me forever. It took me 4 or 5 months to monetize the second channel. I couldn't accept super chats. I couldn't sell memberships. I couldn't do any of it. That's brutal. That is how you destroy a new channel before it got started. And here we are. YouTube is going to demonetize this channel because they are the devil. And I say that regularly on my Tesla channel. YouTube is the devil. And I did have a comment from a Google employee who said, no, YouTube. Hey, I work for Google and I can tell you YouTube is not the devil. Well, that's because you get a paycheck, my friend. I guarantee you that the sum of all my channels, my more than 40 hours a week of work, and it's not just me doing the work, it's mostly other people doing it. My kids help editing and my viewers help with topics and research sometimes. This isn't enough. I don't get paid as much as the lowest paid employee at Google in North America. The janitors make more money than I do from Google. They're not working harder than me. They're not working smarter than me. They're just getting paid more. So yes, if you're an employee, I can see why you would believe Google is not the devil, but they are. If you came into work tomorrow and found out that your supervisor didn't look at the work you did yesterday, so guess what? We're not going to pay you for it. Yesterday, all that work you did, we're going to give you $3. We're going to give you $3 for it just because, I don't know, we just didn't show it to anybody and no one watched it. When you look through the stats, sometimes you'll see these notices saying, oh, you did, your views are up. Click here to find out why. And you click and it says, we showed it to more people. We put it in front of more people, therefore more people watched it. That's it. Sometimes you'll get a notice, oh, views are down. Well, we'll click here to find out why. We just didn't show it to people. I know. That's the problem. That's why you the devil. Their copyright system's broken. My podcast was a 40, 50 hour a week production. A 1 hour 4K show that I was editing at a time when computers were really not good at editing 4K. It would take 6 to 8 hours to render the 1 hour show. And then my internet connection was such that it would take another 8 hours to 12 hours to upload it. It was so painful. And only then would I discover that a 15-second clip in the middle of that hour, where it's 100% fair use, somebody else has claimed it, you don't get the money. I mean, we're talking 2, 3, 4 pennies. You don't get it for the entire 1 hour. That copyright holder gets 100% of the income for your entire hour that you spent 60 hours producing. That is something the devil would do, isn't it? The copyright system was so broken. And on that channel, I'd upload the full one, but then I'd upload snippets of the important segments. I was at 8, 10 videos a week, demonetized because I didn't have enough subscribers. I might have had enough watch time at the time, but I don't recall because they weren't showing it to people. Now, if that was still running, I'd still be making 5, 10 cents a day here and there on certain videos, 10, more on other videos. It still gets traffic. There are still videos on it that were sufficiently compelling that years later, they're still showing. Now, bear in mind, YouTube reserves the right to put ads on videos that don't pay you. So they're getting paid, but I'm not. And not just that they don't want to pay me, they've told me in no uncertain terms, you and channels just like yours don't get paid. Why would I make more content for a channel like that, where I'm going to have to constantly fight on copyright? And not just fight. It's worse than that, because I would contest these. I would appeal it and say, no, this is absolutely fair use. Look at the context. And finally, they got to the point where they said, you're contesting a lot of these. If you contest any more and you lose even one of them, we will delete your channel. See, they don't like the hassle. They want to keep the legacy copyright guys happy, and the new producers producing original content, genuinely analyzing this stuff, can go to hell, which is where the devil would want you. The copyright system is so broken. Even on my Tesla channel, I had some real bastards decide that they didn't like. They invited me in to do a live stream. I did the live stream. And weeks later, they uploaded a copy of the live stream, had mine taken down for copyright. It took me 3 months and hiring a lawyer to get it fixed, during which time YouTube wouldn't show my channel to anybody. My subscriber growth was almost nothing. I had whole days where my channel, which has hundreds of videos, high effort, high production value videos, I had whole days where I was making 27 pennies, 37 pennies. It was genuinely brutal. Devil. There are no humans you can talk to. When I deal with companies, and I've dealt with hundreds of companies as a writer, as a reviewer, as a travel reviewer, as a tech analyst, I've dealt with hundreds of companies. And there are very, very few where there is no human to talk to. There's no human. There's no account manager for accounts like mine. I've only made 700 videos across my 2 Tesla channels. Why would I have viewers? Why, I make... It's breathtakingly stupid. And the reason is YouTube has no competition. There is no competition. And they behave accordingly. So, in summary, YouTube is, without exaggeration, the devil. If you want to help me out, play this video on repeat, watch it a bunch of times. I'm only, 30 hours short, 20, 30 hours short for the month. Maybe I can get enough views in this month to keep the channel monetized. But if I don't hit it within a month, I'll have to reapply for the program. And it's going to be the end of it. It'll be the death of my comedy channel. So thanks, YouTube. Thanks for everything. And I hope someday there is competition. And I hope someday you have to treat creators like assets rather than stepping stones. Rather than take us for granted and just assume we're going to be there. So that's it. What's your experience with YouTube as a creator? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear it.